Greetings, royal queens and kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. Tonight, we will be here and we will be discussing the counsel for the defendants of the UMG Recordings Incorporated, the Universal Music Group, Motown Records, and Sir Lucian Grange. Their counsel is definitely speaking out there saying, I don't know what's going on with this attorney, and they are throwing at Mr. Blackburn, Mr. Tyrone Blackburn. This whole PDD case has just been really, really, really far fetched, and information is all over the place with people that are trying to pretty much come to his defense. I don't feel like it's a good look. As we all know, if you don't know, Ray J had come out and was like, hey, listen, everybody needs time to process this. And so instead of jumping you know what, please let the details of what's going on come out when they're supposed to. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. Hello, everyone. We are back. Thank you so much. So, listen here, we're just going to touch on a few of the topics, and we're actually going to hop over to one of the creators that helped us out with part of this investigation. And she's a creator here on YouTube. Her name is Tisa Tales. And one thing that I can say about is that she's been on it. She's been following the story. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and get over to one of her videos because I tagged her in a video and I said that we would review her content. Yeah, I said that we were going to review one of her videos. Okay. So give me 1 second as I go on the community tab and shout out to our new supporters, new subscribers. Thank you so much for contributing and due diligently following our journey as we all go as we all go on this journey together. Okay, so give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm actually going to share her. I'm going to share her live and excuse me. I'm gonna actually share the video that we're actually reviewing right now. So if y'all know Tisa Tales, actually let me tag her right quick and let her know that we're reviewing. Please don't strike us. Please So this is what you do whenever you're reviewing somebody's content. You want to tag them in it and make a post and say that, hey, we're reviewing it and we just want to give you credit, right? Give credit where credit is due because it makes it easier for you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we are. So let me go ahead and place her link in the chat. And this is actually the video that we are going to we're going to review this one. So if we can get her actual link, I'll get it for you all in a second. So let me go ahead and get this playing. And all right, here it is right here. And listen, shout out to our royals that are in the chat. We have Freddie, a Faz Bear, a fan. In the chat says hi. Says I'm new. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We really do. And this is a video that we're reviewing, but we need to get her actual link in a second for you all. Let me go ahead and play it. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit. Let's see. All right, let's go, y'all.
And do you know that Shine, the man that literally did what was convicted of banging that woman in the face, baby, it looks like Diddy didn't see this coming. We're about to get into this mess. I've been promising y'all this tea for a while, but I finally got some receipts. But to understand the receipts, I got to give y'all the history so you can understand.
Well, listen, I am so glad that she's actually going to give us a tea because my thing is, when I tell you, like, she's an investigator, like, she really, like, breaks it down. I mean, from step by step by step by step. Right? She takes you on this whole journey, but then she breaks it down and it all makes sense. If you really just pay attention. And some people, they like to focus on the messenger. I say don't focus on the messenger. If you're in there for a message, get the message, take your notes, and proceed, right? Because not everything you're going to agree with, and we can all agree to that, right? Agree to disagree. So without further being said, let's go ahead. Tease the tails. And that's her link.
And what's going on? Also, Tari Diaz, what's up? Thank you so much for becoming a member. Okay, so let's get into this. What is going on? Listen, the federal raid messed up everything. Let me just explain the past so you can understand why the Shine stuff is relevant. The federal raid messed up everything, in my opinion. Once again, Diddy does maintain his innocence. I don't think they've commented on the Christian stuff, but I'm sure Christian will say he's innocent too. That whole family's innocent. They're covering the blood of Christ, right? Okay. Now, back to what I was saying. It seemed like the federal raid messed up everything. See, Diddy's lawyers, for a second, thought that they could make a case, right? They thought they could make a case instead of about the facts in attacking the lawyer, in attacking who's representing Little Rod. Why did they thought they could do that? Well, for one reason, I don't like the way they like saying Tyrone Blackburn. It's given very, you got a problem with a young black lawyer with a black person's name, right? He's not credible.
And see, this is the thing. I feel like Tyrone Blackburn is doing an amazing job. He's, young, educated, not out here peddling around in and out of the system, in and out of trouble. He's actually out here doing something valuable with his time. Now, Tisa Till is going to get up and let's get into this. Okay. Please get over and follow her. Let's get our music.
Ninja Turtle, did you do it? What? Somebody has accused you of shooting someone, and you're trying to turn this into you're telling salacious details to the public. Yes, thank you. That's what the public wants. That's what the public needs. You're trying to what? Turn the public against a young black lawyer because the evil things that your client's been accused of doing, they dared put them in the complaint. Is this not what happened in Cassie's complaint? Is it not?
Okay, so listen, that's all I'm going to play from that. So the reason why I wanted to play that is because right here is some document. some documents, okay? Right here are the documents. We have the documents right here. Listen, we have them right here. We have these documents right here. Okay? Yes. We have the exclusive. Okay? So just Thursday, right? On Thursday, this past Thursday was the 4th. And so the recent documents that have come out has been definitely mind-boggling, to say the least. Seriously, mind-boggling. Because if we really just want to get into it, it does seem like that people are taking jabs at the attorney. Now, this is a letter to the Honorable Judge Paul at Oaken. Okay, so it's in reference to Johns versus Combs at ET, AL case, and so it has a case number. It says we are counsel to defendants UMG Inc. Erroneously sued as Universal Music Group, Motown Records, and Sir Lucian Grange, collectively the UMG defendants in the above reference action, which is here, right? Let's get into it. Okay, so it's in connection with the telephonic hearing Your Honor has scheduled for April the 9th, 2024, we write to bring to Your Honor's attention an opinion and order. An opinion and order. An opinion and order. Because listen here, we have documents over here. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. So, once again, it goes on to say, we write to bring you Your Honor's attention an opinion and order issued by Judge Colt yesterday, April the 3rd, 2024, in the case of Zunronsky versus Fisher, ETAL, number 23-CV 10881, the order, a copy of which is attached here too, in which the order Judge Colt referred Mr. Blackburn to the Grievance Committee of the Southern District of New York to address what she found to be a pattern of failing to comply with his Rule 11 obligations. Let's get into it, because I got some information over here that I really need to get through. Okay. And listen here, we're just going to discuss that part first. Because what they're referencing, what we're referencing right here in this is actually going to be this. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Let me go ahead and bring these documents up for you. So this is what we're discussing, you know. The Fisher. Okay, this is what they're talking about in this. From the attorneys, from the defendants, okay? Now they go on to say, in an observation particularly relevant to the offensively false and salacious accusations Mr. Blackburn leveled at our clients only to abandon the accusations after having attracted press attention, swapping them out for equally false accusations. Judge Colt specifically stated, okay, from the judge, A reasonable inference from Blackburn's pattern of behavior is that he improperly files in federal court to garner media attention, embarrass defendants with salacious allegations, and pressure defendants to settle quickly. Indeed, his submissions to this court have been rife with disturbing allegations against the defendants and defense counsel. So, to here are Mr. Blackburn's pleadings rife with disturbing allegations against the UMG defendants. As the order states, Judge Colt issued a prior order on February 15, 2024, requiring Mr. Blackburn to show cause why Rule 11 sanctions should not be imposed in the case before her. Yet a mere 11 days later, Mr. Blackburn filed the original complaint in this action, February 26, 2024, followed days later by the first amended complaint, March 4th, 2024, and then his several unauthorized attempts to file a second amended complaint. And every one of these filings or attempted filings impinged in violation of Rule 11. Mr. Blackburn larded his pleadings with offensively and knowingly false accusations against the UMG defendants. And it is clear that that he knew they were false, as evidenced by his having gestation in his proposal second amended. Okay, let's get into this. So this is going to be page 2. And like I said, this is to the Honorable Judge Paul Oatkin. And also, this is going to be dated April the 4th of 2024. Okay, get into it. Documents are here. Okay, so complaint. Every single foundational accusation he made in the original and first amended complaints. In my April 1st, 2024 letter to you, Your Honor, opposing Mr. Blackburn's letter motion to amend, I specifically noted some examples of the bad faith of plaintiff and Mr. Blackburn using an unauthorized SAC to garner publicity and only then seeking leave to amend while I was aware of a pending Rule 11 sanctions motion against Mr. Blackburn in the Eastern District of New York and a motion for a gag order against him brought by the Fox Rothschild firm. I was not aware of the matter pending before Judge Colt, nor of the other cases referred to by Judge Colt in the order. It is painfully obvious that Mr. Blackburn believes he is free to flagrantly violate Rule 11 in furtherance of trying to garner press attention for himself without regard for the truth and without regard for the human consequences of his conduct. We have served Mr. Blackburn with a Rule 11 motion, as I have said we would. But this court has the inherent power to address Mr. Blackburn's conduct, and we believe that Judge Colt's opinion of the facts set forth therein are relevant for this court's consideration. Respectfully submitted, Per Cashman LLP. Donald Zachrin. So that's from the attorney. Okay, so that's where we're going to hop in just only for tonight. Tomorrow we're going to head into the big stuff, right? I just wanted to introduce that part to you. Tonight it's going to be a brief show, and like I said, catch us in the AM at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Okay? So here, let me see. Who do we have in here? This Ariel Summers says, no, a lot of people agree with his tactics. He was a lawyer for T.I. and Tiny accusers, and they didn't win. Wow. Oh. Wow. So y'all okay with that? Okay, so that's just an introduction. We're going to get into the heavy stuff, and this is going to be what that was about. And this was all filed on Thursday of last week. Now, keep in mind, this week, we're going to see what the courts are saying. But definitely, bright and early in the rising, we're going to get into these documents. And like I said, for our Patreon members, I'm going to go ahead and upload these of what we discussed tonight. I'll put those over in our Patreon for our members. I'll go ahead and, actually have to, I have to put our watermark on it, and then I'll have them uploaded to where you all can have all the documents as well. Okay? And I definitely want to say we are rising and we are growing and we are standing in our power. We're pulling our power back from those that are trying to cipher it and all of that, right? We're standing in our power. We're going to stay on this case no matter who don't like it. We're staying on this case. If you have any information, we encourage you to please reach out to us. Listen, your donations go very, very, very far. Listen, we're investing into you all. Listen, for our class, we're actually looking for locals. We're looking for locals as well. So we have some things that are coming up, coming out, right? Okay. So let me ask you all this. I think we can get into a little bit of this tonight. So it says the United States District Court, Southern District Court of New York, Alexander Zunovsky, plaintiff, versus Leanne Fisher's ETAL defendants. Appearances for plaintiff, Tyrone A. Blackburn, for defendant, Lisa Lynn Shrewsbury. Okay. So Denise Cole, District Judge. So it says attorney Tyrone A. Blackburn filed this action asserting that jurisdiction exists pursuant to 28 U.SC 1332. He did so without conducting a reasonable inquiry to support that assertion. Because this filing appears to be part of a pattern, he will be referred to this court's grievance committee. So he's being referred to the grievance committee. You know what I'm saying? We'll get into this. Get into this background. Out there trying to take in my opinion, from observation, I don't know any of this to be true. I'm just, reading and trying to feel it, where they coming from as much as possible, right? So like I said, please don't take anything that I'm saying to be fact. When I give my commentary, I'm just trying to make it all make sense to me, right? So listen here, we'll go through a few pages of this. It's just page number 2. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see, but this is the court documents, okay? Court documents. This is the court documents. Okay? These are court documents. These are, from there. Okay? Now I get into this. It says background. Plaintiff filed this legal malpractice action on December 14, 2023 against defendant attorneys Leanne Fisher and Michael J. Turbanfield and their law firm, Fisher Turbanfield LLP. He did so after being advised by defense counsel that complete diversity of citizenship did not exist because the plaintiff and defendant Fisher are both domiciled in New Jersey. On February 9th, defense counsel requested an immediate conference to disclose inter alia adverse counsel's abusive tactics and the lack of subject matter jurisdiction Defense counsel submitted the December 15th email she had sent to Blackburn, repeating her representation to him that defendant Fisher is domiciled in New Jersey. In response, Blackburn filed a notice of voluntary dismissal as to defendant Fisher on February 9th and objected to the request for an immediate conference. Blackburn explained that he had voluntarily dismissed action as to Fisher, even though defense counsel had not produced evidence of Fisher's residence. The dismissal of Fisher did not solve the question regarding jurisdiction. However, since defendant Fisher Cumberfield LLP takes the citizenship of his partners, CEG Platinum Montaur Life. Okay, so the initial conference scheduled for February 16th had been adjourned at Blackburn's request to March 5th. Okay. And now we're on page number 3. And now we're going to go through this as we see fit, right? As we see fit, we're going to go through this. Okay. All right, so here we are. See, this is the thing. They're saying that, he has a history of doing salacious things. I don't know that. I can't tell you what it is. If he's out and he's an attorney, I can only respect this man as an attorney. I can't go to trying to put him in this category, that category, that category. That man is an attorney. Sciences LLC v. NVIDIA Biopharmaceuticals Inc. 943 F.3D 613 615 2D Circle 2019. All right, so it says an order of February 15 directed plaintiff's counsel to show cause while Rule 11 sanctions should not be imposed for his failure to conduct a reasonable inquiry into the defendant's citizenship prior to filing the complaint in this action. Now, y'all, get into this. The order also listed by docket number 5 other actions Blackburn has filed in this district that had been dismissed for lack of jurisdiction or transferred or dismissed for lack of venue. In a letter of February 16th, Blackburn asserted that he had researched the addresses for the defendants in the instant, acting by using a LexisNexis people search, which showed Fisher's residence as blank blank. He added that a search of the records of the New York Department of State Division of Cooperation showed that Fisher Tobinfled LLP is a New York limited liability partnership. At a conference held on March 5th, Blackburn consented to dismissing the action without prejudice. Blackburn explained that he believed that defendant Fisher resided in New York because his client told him so, and because a LexisNexis search indicated that Suite blank blank was her current residence. He accepted that what he had done was not an adequate search for the residence of defendant Fisher or the residence of each of the partners of the defendant's law firm. Okay? So now it says, He was not prepared to address each of the 5 cases listed in the February 15th order. Blackburn was directed to file by March 19th. Okay. Let's get into this. Okay, so let's get into this. He was not prepared to address each of the 5 cases listed in the February 15th order. Blackburn was directed to file on March 19th. 1. An affidavit from the plaintiff regarding their discussion of Fisher's residence, and 2. An explanation of his basis for asserting he had complied with Rule 11 in the 5 cases listed in February 15th order. Okay, so it seems like they're saying, okay, well, he was supposed to file here. He didn't. He's late. He's this. He's that. They're trying to find, seems like they're trying to nitpick from my observation. Just, I don't know. Seems like they're trying to nitpick and just point out things. Okay, he didn't do this right. He didn't do this right. So we can only go forward, right? Okay, so Blackburn's submission on March 19th letter includes his client's declaration. The plaintiff represents that he had told Blackburn that defendant Fisher had shared with me that she lived in the city. Blackburn also presented a description of the 5 cases which he had filed in this district, but which had been dismissed due to lack of jurisdiction or a change of venue. So get into this. This is this discussion. Blackburn has, and he admits, failed to meet his Rule 11 obligations in this case. It appears that this is a part of a pattern. The court declines to impose sanctions pursuant to Rule 11 or its inherent power, but will refer him to this court's grievance committee. There is a basis to believe that Blackburn is filing cases in this district without diligently investigating the existence of either jurisdiction or venue as required by Rule 11. Now, what I do know about Rule 11, it's you have to, so when you are filing something, you have to have like definitely probable cause, or you got to have some type of faith that, this is what it is. One of them, but it's based on truth. It's based on truth. I might have it mixed up, but I did read a little bit on it. We have stopped, and we can start on page 5. We can start on page 5. Actually, the Rising tomorrow, so we'll continue on page 5. So we'll continue on page 5, okay? We'll continue on page 5. I'll keep that right there, and that's what we'll do. All right, I want to thank you all so much. I just wanted to bring it to you all's attention of what was going on with the FEDS is watching Diddy. He tells his fans to pray for, King, the court docs, more and more. They're saying that audio has come out, but we don't know that to be fact or anything. So we are going to do our due diligence and get out there, do our research, and we want you to come back by here. Because listen here, we're not playing. We're not playing. We're very serious about this. And we're going to get to the bottom of it one way or another. So on that note, DJ, please drop me down and crank up that funky beat. And I definitely want to tell the people, tell them, thank you all so much for not parking on the lawn. We really appreciate you.